Welcome back to Flesh and Blood Brothers. We're going to do a number of Outsiders drafts all in this video. After I draft the deck, I'll talk about maybe how I would construct it, if it needs any clarification, and then I'll just go right into the next draft. Again, on Felt Table, patrons have access to Outsiders Draft and Sealed. Pack 1, pick 1. Remember, we're looking for reds and rares at the beginning here. Beyond that, equipment. Not a lot of reds in this pack, and the death touch is at blue. Still a fine card. It would require 2 cards to block, or a card and an equipment. Otherwise, they're going to get a token. Mask of the Many Faces is pretty tempting here, but it is ninja only. Let's see. For the sake of staying open, we'll go with this blue Death Touch, even though that is restricted to Assassin Ranger. But I think it's our best bet. Next up, 2 rares left. Blue Infectious Hole or Host is not usable at all. Late in the draft, if you're on Ninja, it's perfect as a Kadachi fuel source. Let's see. We could stick with this Assassin Ranger hole that we're in right now with Blood Rot Trap. That's not going to trigger very often though. Infect is probably one of the best attack action cards in Limited. So let's go with equipment. We'll just grab a Fisticuffs. See what's next here. Ooh, a red Surging Strike and an Amnesia. And a red Death Touch. Okay, so obviously we're picking red Death Touch. Let's talk about Amnesia though for a second. Very unlikely that you're going to see it in your draft at Majestic, especially on pick 3. But when this hits, cards and tokens they own lose and can't gain names until the start of the next turn. Can't gain names. So that's really good against ninja combos. If an arrow doesn't have its name, I'll have to check some rules reprised about that. So if Withering Shot has a name counter, it would gain +1. But since this doesn't have a name, is that affected? We'll have to wait and find out, but I'm picking Red Death Touch, obviously. Alright, on this pack, we're still pretty in the middle between Assassin and Ranger. There's another mask. Alright, so the ninjas in this draft are going to be pretty happy with their masks. We could go Virulent Touch, but yellow is just not as good as red. I think we're going to go with this Brush Off just to stay open. Could go Seek Horizon here, or this Pump is pretty sweet. Frailty on hit, 0 cost. Alright, so Lace is very tempting, but Seek Horizon's been pretty strong for me in draft so far. Alright, Silken Gi is probably the easy choice here. Although I kind of like just loading the deck with a bunch of red Seek Horizons. But for now, we'll go with a resource. Alright, red Sneak Attack might be enough to land us in Assassin. Nothing else is better. So let's grab Sneak Attack. Unless we see some really good Ranger stuff, it looks like we are an Assassin. And immediately, I think we're going to stick that. I like Sedate a lot. So we can go ahead and grab this Prowl. Alright. Malign or Wither. Wither has a nice hit effect, so we'll go with Wither. Here, Amnesia is still there, but I'm gonna grab Isolate. isolate, and an extra ninja card. Next pack. Alright, so we are assassin right now. Leaning towards Arachne personally right now. Well, let's see. I really like Arachne if you can get the attack reactions. Without the attack reactions, it might be more worthwhile to be Yuzuri, but it looks like right now we can go kind of wide with Arachne. So Death Touch. Yuzuri is cool because she can cheat in these Death Touches if they're in your hand, which is pretty nice, but this pack is pretty stacked with things I like drafting. But Death Touch just cut above the rest. Alright. So we see a red Hurl, but red Scout is also available. 0 for 3 with Go Again is so nice. Alright, do we have 0 for 3 with Go Again or a Pump? I'm gonna go 0-3 Go Again. Grab. Oh, Infect. Definitely get Infect every time. Same for blue. Blue's cool because, we're forcing a block. Otherwise, it's a blue that's attacking for 3, essentially with the Blood Rot token in mind. I like Melting Point a lot. Snag that if you're a ranger, no doubt about it. Otherwise, looks like the assassin cards are gone. So we'll go cut down to size yellow or feisty locals. I'll grab cut down to size. Okay, we already have the Silken Geese, we don't really need the tunic, so we'll grab Sedate. Here, alright, Backstab's pretty good. Is it better than Come to Fight? No defense reactions. So in Arachne, we're talking just 2 Go Again, or Come to Fight. So I'm gonna grab Come to Fight with the chance that some of these stealth cards will come back to us anyway. Alright, so we're at Infectious Host or Freewheeling Renegades. If we are thinking Arachne, I like Infectious Host because it can be your second attack. That's just a 0 for 4. Hurl is fine here. It counts as a Spider's Bite early game or a long chain piece. Let's see, we'll snag a Piece of Mind just in case we need it. I already have Silken Gi. I don't mind Freewheeling Renegade for Arachne's second attack. It's another card as like kind of like a babier, not a baby version, but a lesser version of Cut Down to Size in that it forces a block. So, hey, take 5 damage unless you give me a card, then you take none. So it kind of increases the blocking value of their action cards, but if they're sitting on a lot of defensive or attack reactions, then it can push through. So we'll snag it. You know I love feisty locals. We'll grab this blue just in case we need it. And Twin Twisters for our extra card. Alright. Come to Fight's looking strong. Ooh, missed the Infect again. So gotta grab the Infect. Too strong. Nice. So we have another Infect, or Mask of the Shifting Perspectives, or Virulent Touch Red, or Burdens of the Past. Burdens of the Past is pretty unplayable and limited as far as its effect, but nothing wrong with snagging a blue block 3 that fuels Kodachis if you're in the market. So I think we're going Mask here. It is pretty strong. So on reaction, you destroy it, and when a dagger hits this turn, you can put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck if you do draw a card. So this is nice to fix your hand. If you're attacking with dagger at the beginning of your turn, they say no blocks. use this as a reaction to filter your hand. And then if you want to swing it with another dagger, if you're still digging into the deck for something that's really worthwhile, it also has 1 armor. Oh, another mask. That's pretty cool. But we'll go sedate on red. Next up, it's probably gonna be infectious host or spring load. Spring load red for 5 is pretty strong. Okay. Grab another blue. Cut down to size is never much of a wrong choice. Alright, so hurl we know is 3, 0 for 3 with go again. Ravenous Rabble is probably going to be on average at or better than 3, so let's grab it. Isolate red. Man, I'd love to see an attack reaction, but it's already pack 3. Down and dirty. Yep. Sad pile. Looking for scraps. So early game, we're looking at a Spider's Bite, fuel, and then late game, we can turn it into a 1 for 3 go again. That's fine. Malign is still here. Another Malign. So we're just boosting up our stealth stock. Well, it's blue. Alright, not bad. So I've definitely drafted better Arachne decks. We didn't see any attack reactions. So now we need to consider, are we really Arachne or are we Uzuri? We have tons of stealth attacks. Basically 14 stealth attacks. That's pretty solid. These ninja cards are obviously extra. All 4 of these dual class cards we can put in. All 3 of these death touches are definitely in the deck. I think, therefore, with 3 death touches, we might be a Uzuri deck. Man. Well, something to think about. I'm gonna jump in with another draft here. You tell me, what would you play with this pool? Uzuri or Arachne? I might have to feel it out a little bit. A lot of strong red stealths, but without attack reactions, these isolates are a lot less valuable. So you tell me, what would you pick? Back with another draft in a second. Alright, let's go draft number 2. Alright, so again, we're looking at reds and rares first. Spreading Plague is such a good majestic finisher, so that is very tempting. Red Razor Edge I've also considered to be a pack 1 pick 1 situation, mostly because of the stealth card Isolate, which has Dominate. So at the end of the game, with either assassin, you can come in with the Dominate attack and pump it here for +3 to finish off most opponents. Now, Red Ravenous Rabble, definitely worthy of consideration for pack 1 pick 1, but I think we're going to pick up Spreading Plague and see what's in the next pack. Right, we've got a red Wreck Havoc, Boulder Trap, Lace with Inertia, Blood Rot Trap. A lot of good options here. Even a red Prowl is exciting. Let's go ahead and pick up this red generic. Alright, here a red Sneak Attack, red Frailty Trap, red Isolate, which is the stealth card I mentioned earlier. Seek Horizon would be our card if we were still looking to stay open. But I think with that early majestic pick, I think we're going to stick with Assassin. Alright, if Fisticuffs had armor, I think that would be an instant pickup here. But for now, let's go sneak attack. Alright, bleed out is interesting. Mask of the Many Faces is almost essential for drafting ninja in this set, if you're especially if you're Katsu, I'll say. Sedate and Infect, very good assassin stealth cards. I'm gonna go with Infect because it has my favorite hit effect. Alright, Death Touch is an easy pickup here. Alright. I like a lot of options here. I think we're gonna go ahead and make sure we have an equipment piece. Alright, between Isolate, Malign, and Scout the Periphery, we've got choices. If we're gonna build Arachne, Scout the Periphery is really strong. As are these stealth attacks. We are much more likely to see red stealth attacks than we are red scout. So I'm gonna pick up red scout. Okay. Isolate. Now we'll be back to our original pack. So pick 9, original pack, red prowl, infectious host. This is just a solid 0 for 4. This text will probably almost never matter in your draft, but it is 0 for 4. But I'm gonna pick up the prowl. Again. Isolate. Grab the bleed out. Sedate. Alright, let's go pack 2. Alright, so our foil is a 1-2 punch. We got 2 rares here. Malign is pretty good. Pack seems a little different. Extra generic. 1 less assassin card. Not sure. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and pick up this red cut down to size. Especially if we are either assassin, honestly. With Arachne, you can go again off your stealth attack, and then come in with a big generic. With Yuzuri, you start stealth, and then ninjutsu in an attack action, which is pretty strong, obviously. I think we gotta pick up this red sedate. Blood Eye Trap is really cool, but it's not gonna trigger very often in limited. So let's pick up sedate. Alright, Blue Razor's Edge is not great here. I like Blade Cuff. I'm between another cut down, Blade Cuff, and Toxicity. We never picked up that Red Razor's Edge, and so Toxicity is a little bit less tempting. I think I'll leave it there for now and grab a Blade Cuff. Havoc's looking pretty strong to me here. But we also have a yellow Razor's Edge. Looking for a scrap is great too, but we haven't picked up any blue stealth cards yet. But when we pick up some blue stealth cards, we'll be looking for at least one of these later in the draft. So for now, let's go ahead and solidify our signals with Razor's Edge. There's our red Razor's Edge. Let's get it. Alright. Infect and Humble. There's a small chance that Infect makes it around the table to us. Humble is just really strong in this format. You just get to blank a hero for a turn. It's incredible. That can buy you a turn against a ninja. That can shut down Dominate from Azalea. Can stop Riptide from gaining access to his arsenal. And it stops Uzuri from doing crazy things, and it stops Arachne from Go Again. I think Humble is a must block if you're faced against it much of the time. Very interesting. We do have this Majestic Dagger, but equipment is not too relevant for limited. So we're between Sedate, Come to Fight, and Cut Down to Size. Ooh, and a Wither. Wither's pretty good. We haven't picked up any of those blues yet, so I'm gonna go and grab one here. Alright, we don't have a helmet yet. Yeah, Mask of the Shifting Perspectives is pretty strong. I like every card in this pack that's left except Yellow Piece of Mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the helmet now. Brings us up to 2 armor, which is pretty good. Alright, so we're gonna look for this in red later on. So for now, we'll just grab this Ravenous. Nothing to snag here for us, so we'll just grab a red ninja card. Put it down. There it is. Red looking for a scrap, or red wreck havoc. I've already grabbed a couple other red 2 for 6 attacks, so let's go ahead and grab this looking for scrap, because it enables a really nice combo mid to late game, where especially for Arachne you can go really wide. Stealth attack into this, so you're paying with like a blue, and then after this, then you can come in with a 2 cost, like Humble, Cut Down to Size, to present well over in the double digits of damage for a turn, which you can't do too often in this format. A blue Humble, sure. And pick up a Piece of Mind. Alright, last pack. Let's grab a couple good options here. Go ahead and beef up our stealth pile. Virulent Touch. Hoping that these assassin cards come back around. Oh, Collapsing Trap. Man. Yeah, I heard Michael Hamilton on the Instant Speed podcast say seeing this card early, like in pack 1, pretty much guarantees that you should be on Riptide, because the effect is that strong. It's pretty easy to trigger, just any attack with Go Again, so that can include any of the daggers in the set. Then you drop this trap, attacking hero discards their entire hand, and draws that many -1. So really good way to just get cards out of your opponent's deck. Really strong for Riptide here. And since it's limited, if you somehow see more than one of these, you can draft more than one, which is pretty great. For this pack, if this were the real draft, which I'll just draft this like I would in real draft, if I saw this, pick 3, that means the 2 people to my right are not on Riptide, probably not on Ranger at all. So somebody to my left is going to be. So I'm going to pick this up and probably it's just going to be a hate draft pick. Sorry, pod. Alright, let's go. I like Blue Infect. I need more blues in general. Red Plunge is nice, only in the fact that it has Go Again built in. So it just kind of helps with those go wide turns, especially when a lot of the stealth cards, or all the stealth cards, are 0 cost. So for Arachne, you can use a blue to attack with a dagger, and or come in with this first before the dagger if you think it's going to hit. So you can come in with plunge, dagger, and then stealth attack, stealth attack. So that's 4-card hand. I've heard a lot of people say it's kind of hard to use 4-card hands in this limited format. Plunge with Arachne is a really easy way to do that. So I think I'm going to pick up plunge here and just kind of hope that some blue stealth cards wheel back to me. But I'm trying to set up as many very wide turns as I can. So I like backstab, but I do need to up my blue count like I just said. So let's grab blue wither. And then, man, prowl. Prowl's too good. Okay. Grab a sneak attack. How about, let's grab another stealth card. Another stealth card. There's this, came back. Alright, stealth. Cool. Another humble. Stealth. And oh, nice. I'll take that for the last pick. Alright, so that was a real quick draft. Let's view the pool real quick. So we do have 3 pieces of equipment. 2 of them have armor. Mask of shifting perspectives is very helpful for any assassin or any ninja to pick up. Use it to block late game if you need it, or on a hand that you just bricked, especially if you're sitting on a 3 or 4 card hand, like you didn't need to block very much on your opponent's turn. This can really help you churn through your deck to get the pieces you need to present as much damage as possible. Alright, so 22 assassin cards, only 2 reactions, 3 reactions because we picked up that spreading plague at the beginning. So we'll probably be trying to land a sneak attack into Arsenal early on because we're going to be Arachne if we were playing with this deck. And wait for one of these reactions to appear. And so, especially if you're Arachne and you play a sneak attack with cards in hand still, your opponent is going to have to assume that you have the attack reaction, but they still have to kind of fearfully block it. So maybe they just give us 2 cards that are 2 blocks on the red. So they're blocking 4, we're presenting 3. Then we can come in over top with Spreading Plague, boosts this to 7, and then gives them 2 Bloodrot Pox tokens, effectively presenting 11 damage off of 3 cards. These 2 cards in a blue, which is above rate and great. So that'd be a nice combo to play towards if this were your draft deck. Alright, it's only 2 really throwaway draft picks, which is pretty great. I've said this before, but assassins are in both dual class sections. So in a Venn diagram, you have some ninja dual class action cards, you have some ranger dual class cards, but assassins in the middle, they get both. So your drafting pods, there's probably always going to be a majority assassin, or it'll be tied for that majority place for classes. And so early on, if you're staying pretty open, unless you really get fed with a class with ninja or ranger that other people aren't picking, then you're probably going to end up with plenty of assassin cards to pick through. And both assassins' abilities are perfect for that. You have Yuzuri, who just wants a stealth attack action card to put out there, and then replace it with any other attack action cards you've picked up during the game, or during the draft. It's Death Touch, Virulent Touches, or any of these really nice generic attack action cards. And then with Arachne, it's nice because if you picked up a bunch of stealth cards and nothing else, well, at least they have Go again, the first one at least. So really nicely set up suite of cards from LSS. Alright, let's do one more draft. Make this video 3 drafts in one. So again, you have to be a patron of Felt Table for this feature. Highly recommend it. It's cheap, it's affordable, and I get a lot of use out of Felt Table. I use it when I know I don't have enough time for a full game against somebody on Talishar, or even if I know I'm not going to make it out in person. I can test on a new deck against one of their metabots, or enjoy playing limited against the AI. Cool. So we're looking for reds and rares. Red Scout is probably the best generic pick here. Threadbare Tunic is fine. It's a more than fine card to pick up. I just don't know if it's a pack one pick one for me. If I was feeling like I wanted to force Ninja, you can't get too much better than starting out with a head jab. But for me, it's Red Scout. Okay. Not much to pick from to stay open here. I think there's a couple things to consider. A rare pump is awesome. If this was red, I'd probably really consider Ranger because of this aim counter effect. With it being blue, like that's fine, but well, maybe blue might be the best for limited, because you don't really want to be blocking with your red cards, because that's your main source of offense. So maybe blue is the best color for limited. Surging Strike on red is extremely strong. And Lace with Frailty is nice too. Frailty is probably the second best token for limited. Blood Rot Pox is just the best for limited. But with Frailty, you immediately nullify all daggers for a turn. Or if you're against a Ranger, it gives them a -1 on their next attack from Arsenal. So, very good use cases for Lace with Frailty. This is generally a nice Ranger pack. We have the Wayfinder's Crest as well, which is mostly just good for Azalea. We could pick up Come to Fight as just a solid resource card with 3 block. That's definitely a choice. I think here, let's see. I don't know what class I want to be yet, just based off 2 picks. So I'm gonna stay open and go with this blue. Okay. Now we see Mask of the Many Faces, so 2 people to our right have opted not to take this. It's pick 3, so that means if we pick this here, we are likely going to be fed ninja cards the rest of this pack. So let's do that. I don't know how smart the AI is for drafting. I know Derek's worked on the logic a little bit. Let's just assume, though, that this was real and in person. If I saw this pick 3, I might just be switching to Ninja. Let's do it. Cool, and of course we see 2 nice Razor's Edge on the next pick. We also have 2 rare and red Ninja cards. So Spinning Wheel Kick has the natural go again, so we're going to pick that up. Recoil is great because it blocks 3. So in the fab math of things, to go from recoil to Spinning Wheel Kick, you're losing an armor, you're gaining a power, and you're gaining go again. So Spinning Wheel Kick, just much better value. Recoil's hit effect just has a little bit better technical math. If it does hit, the opponent is losing 3 points of value in an entire card from their hand. But spinning wheel kick's the one for me, so we're going to be looking for other spinning wheel kicks or twin twisters to enable this combo. Oh, man. So in a real draft, pick 5, you're never going to see a codex. These are pack 1 pick 1s, probably all 3 codices. So keep that in mind. But for me, I'm going to pick up this Be Like Water Red. We'll grab the Twin Twisters. Nice. And Death Touch Red. Alright, so this draft is wonky donkey, because this is a pack 1 pick 1. Or a ninja, so we're going to go Be Like Water. A red Bonds of Ancestry. Almost never see reds. So we'll grab that. Alright, looking for a scrap is cool, like I mentioned in the last draft, but we're going to just keep going with ninja cards to go Be Like Water. So we're sending very strong signals to our left that we are a ninja, and so hopefully with the next pack we are fed ninja cards. Here, both Virulent Touch, well we can't play that as a ninja. But Brush Off at 0 cost could just be a Kadachi feeder. Same with Scout. But, maybe we'll just grab Scout. Infectious Host as a Kadachi. Fuel Source is our pick here. Now we came back all the way back around to this recoil. Also love this Twin Twisters, but do we even have any head jabs yet? We don't. Man, it's hard to give up, but we'll go Twin Twisters. Alright, here. Sneak Attack, don't forget, this works with the little boots of Go Again for this set. So if you are an assassin, play Sneak Attack, give it Go Again with your boots. Bada bing, you just played a blue that is attacking for 5 with Go Again. Alright, next pack. Alright, so we are a ninja. Not much to go off here for ninjas. We could go with Come to Fight. Could go with Gore Belching. If it had Go Again, it'd be a little bit better, frankly. And get the Banish card. I don't like it for limited very much, but it fits in with the structure of limited in that what the highest attack value is going to be a 6, but mostly you're looking at way less than that, with probably the average being like 2 or 3, and so most of the time it is just a 0 for 4. It's like that's fine, but it doesn't block, so I'm happy to skip that in the draft. Let's go ahead and just grab this cut down to size, because I really think that's a strong card. Be Like Water. Here we can go. Might as well pick up a blue head jab in case we come across the combo enablers. It's another blue for the deck. Alright. Could go Red Scout. It does require us to have an arsenal. I think I'd rather just have another blue. Another Codex. Brutal. Head leads the tail. This card is so good. So when this attacks, name another card. Attack action cards with that name have +1 this combat chain. So all of these Tiger decks from Dynasty get a huge boost here for just an insane combo. So we gotta pick that up. Alright, Bleed Out's tempting, but Twin Twisters is gonna help us out here. This really cool card, really interesting, but not for us, not for limited. Alright, Surging Strike on blue, why not? Hurl has go again, and so does Plunge. Oh, and a Descendant Gust Wave. I gotta go Descendant Gust Wave. Here's our Gore Belching, but this time we'll just grab the Come to Fight. Don't have... Yeah, we'll grab Fisticuffs. When we need something to hit, it's nice to have around. I'm a big fan of Feisty Locals. Alright, Infectious Host again. It's a 0 for 3 to end a combat chain or just pay for both Kodachis. Be like water. Alright, let's go last pack. Another red recoil. That's nice. But I'm going to grab the red twin twisters. Spike with Blood Rot. Man, if you see this, you're probably grabbing it and going Assassin in the first pack. So good. Okay. We're a ninja, so we can't play Virulent Touch. So I'm going to grab another twin. Oh, no way this makes it a pick 3. But we'll grab a Descendant. Let's see. Red Head Jab or red be like water? Man, that's a question. Well, go for the more modal card. Spinning Wheel Kick, yes, and a recoil. What a great pack. Okay. Grab the zero coster, that also blocks 3. Nice red Surging Strike. We want to put it, or another Spinning Wheel Kick. Yeah, we gotta go Spinning Wheel Kicks. Try to keep all these combos in the deck. Keep us on Katsu. Recoil. I want to play with this deck at this point, so we're gonna play with it here in a second. Let's go Seek. Okay. Ravenous. Yeah, why not? Nice. Recoil made it back around. And the back heel kick. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording for a second so I can cough my brains out, and we'll go with one match with this deck because it looks really fun. Alright, we're going against Yuzuri with our drafted Katsu deck. One to note, 4 red be like waters. In limited, if you draft or obtain and sealed an amount of cards that's more than 3, then you can play them. So if I would have gotten 6 be like water reds, then that's what my deck is. I also want to note 3 spinning wheel kicks, all on red. So that's going to be a fun combo to look towards. So if we combo it, we have a total of 5 twin twisters. So if it combos and hits, it goes to the bottom of the deck. And if it does then hit, because it goes to the bottom of the deck instantly, not at the end of the chain, then I can trigger Katsu's ability, discard a 0-cost card, and go grab that same spinning wheel kick. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, I'm on the play, and so for me, I think everybody wants to go first in Outsiders Limited, except for Riptide, who would rather go second. But let me get this window out of the way. That's as far as it goes. Okay. Katsu's fine going second. fine. Might push more damage. But at turn 0, going first here, we can go ahead and fire off two Kodachis, forcing them to give us 2 cards from hand. Now we will simply pass and arsenal the spinning wheel kick. So you saw after 2 Kodachis, they only had 2 cards left in hand. If we had enough go again, I wouldn't be opposed to attacking 2 more times. I could have gone spinning wheel kick into a recoil just to present 7 damage. So at worst, I'm only leaking 1 damage. At best, it could be more. But ultimately, not worth it for me. All right, so our turn, especially against an assassin with spider spikes, that's going to affect how you can block. You really want to start thinking about um, what your offensive turn's going to be like before you start blocking. Let's get this more into frame so you can see the cards. Is that better? Yeah. All right. So on my turn, we can go Twin Twisters, and Spinning Wheel Kick, all for blue. At least go Twin Twisters into Spinning Wheel Kick at +1. That would make it +2, so make it at 6. So at 6 to block it, they would need a lot. Yeah, I don't want to block it all this turn. Okay, fair enough. So with a frailty and an inertia, I don't want to keep any cards, and I don't want to attack with Kodachis. So let's go Twin Twisters yellow to start. We're going to say then on hit the next attack gains +1. So we force a block here, or we come with a higher breakpoint from this Twin Twisters. Okay. So now spinning wheel kick if it hits, would also give us a Katsu trigger again, but instead we'll just come in with this recoil. Cool. So we forced a lot of blocks. We dealt some damage. And now we're token free. Okay. So best they can do is 4 damage. I'm fine with that. Okay, so a mistake on the AI. They had 2 resources. They could have come with another spider's bite. So we'll just say I'm at 11. On our turn. We start with head leads the tail. Hang 1 with the blue. Then we can come in with Be Like Water and name Surging Strike. And have this come in for 4. It's not bad. So we'll name Descendant Gust Wave here. All right, so now our descendant gust wave is going to be free and +3, so coming in for 5. And we can finish up with a Kadachi. 4 chain links. I like it. I think the ninjas are going to be coming in hot this weekend for sure. All right, we're pretty ahead on health, but our hand is very red. So currently on my turn, whoops, I would like to do a Seek Horizon, putting Descendant Ghostwave back on top for go again. I'm sorry, no. Seek Horizon, putting Scout on top, and then finishing with Feisty Locals, which will demand 2 cards from their hand, even if they don't block Seek Horizon. Let's do that, so I'm not blocking. They come in with a really heavy attack. Yeah, Inertia I don't care about because I'm not even going with Kadachi's next turn. I put the Scout on top for go again. So then on my final turn, I'll have Scout into Descendant Gust Wave, which would be pretty great. Or do we want a combo here? No, I don't really have the resources. Into Feisty Locals, which demand 2 cards. Or those take 2. I had Frailty. I mean, Inertia, not Frailty. Oh well. Okay. I have a 2 block here now. So we go Kadachi, Kadachi, cut down. Let's do. Don't want the pots. Force a block here, and then we force 2 more cards, leaving them with 1 card. So that's how you get the offensive tempo as a ninja. You just make sure you can rip cards out of their hand with hit effects, like Cut Down to Size, like Feisty Locals. It's good stuff. Or even the Renegades card can force a block out of their hand. Awesome. So let's go with yeah, it's gonna be like water. Nothing's gonna hit, so should have gone here. Set up our final turn. So now we can pump up. So we'll start Kadachi. So we'll give this +1 up to 3. And if they single block it, we have Fisticuffs for the win. Oh, forgot Come to 5 is in play. So we still have Come to Fight, or Fisticuffs for the win. Boom. Yeah, Katsu deck was really fun. I hope you enjoyed this. Check out the channel again. Thanks for your support.